All right, welcome back to Virginia this morning in the Backyard Weather Center here at the CBS 6 studios in our kitchen annex with our baker extraordinaire, Leanne Fletcher. She brought along a little help today. Who is it, Miss Leanne?
This is my son, Philip.
Hi, Philip. Good to see you, man.
Good to see you.
All right, you have, it's always a pleasure, man. You have had a busy summer, like whitewater rafting, field trips, but there's also a favorite place that you have. It's in the kitchen, too, right? You like to bake?
Yes.
Following your mom's footsteps. So tell me, what are we going to be making here today?
We're going to be making Brookies, so it's basically a brownie cookie.
A brownie cookie. So easy, a guy like me can do it.
Yes.
Maybe. All right, I sense a little doubt. But all right, well, where do we begin, Philip? And Mom, you can jump in anytime.
Yep, absolutely. So the first part that we actually, that he does is just have a box of brownie mix.
Okay, just this
it's
right
not,
here?
Yep, and it's not made yet. It's just basically follow the instructions on your favorite recipe that you like. And of course, we've done brownies here, so you can do that same recipe, mix it just like it's supposed to be, and put it in a pan.
And just put it in a pan, make it, ready to go.
And then don't bake it yet, and then we're going to make the top part of it to finish it off today.
All right, Philip, where do we begin? This is where you come in, buddy.
Well, I'm going to use my flour here, and I'm going to use a teaspoon of salt and teaspoon of baking powder.
Teaspoon of salt, teaspoon of baking powder.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm going to pour that inside of my flour.
And how much flour, Mom? Philip, how much? What is
about
this?
2 cups, 2
2 cups. Do you mix that up, buddy?
No,
You don't?
shake it.
Yep.
You just shake it?
Yep.
All right, can I shake it?
Go ahead.
It's actually, I think it's melting, but that's okay.
Now we're going to make the wet mix.
A wet mix.
We're going to use the sugar and the brown sugar and pour that in first.
What are we looking at? A cup right there?
Yes.
Cup of sugar, and then let's cup and a half of brown sugar. What would you say?
Buttercup, yep.
Buttercup?
Equal
Okay,
parts.
equal
to that
parts.
part.
And Leanne, while this is mixing, why is it so important for moms and dads to get the little ones in the kitchen?
You know, he has been in the kitchen since, he could walk. And they, enjoy it. It's a lot of quality time that you get to spend with them, because obviously it takes time to do it.
Right.
But you find fun recipes that, everybody can enjoy in the family. And then again, it also teaches them to actually cook and not purchase. They get into teenage years, into early adult, and, they want to go to the fast food places and stuff. Sometimes it's really simple to make things. People just don't realize how simple it is.
It's not only better for you, but it tastes better sometimes,
absolutely.
I think, as
no
well.
No preservatives in it.
Philip, what is it about baking, cooking in the kitchen that you find so delightful? What is it about being in the kitchen, not even just with Mom, but being there and creating something?
It's just that it's you get to create, and it's kind of fun. And
so Mom never said you got to come in and do this, right? You just discovered it. What was one of your first? What was one of your first recipes that you made?
One of the first ones was cookies.
Cookies.
So.
And then you jumped up to the Brookies.
Yes.
How popular are these around the household, the Brookies? They don't really make it too far beyond the kitchen. You're just gobbling them all up.
Yeah.
You save some for your friends at camp?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, he's a generous guy too.
Yes.
How are we doing in here? So this is the wet component.
The wet components. We added vanilla into it, and then 2 eggs. With that, we make that nice and smooth. And then after that's blended together, then he can add in the butter.
Cup of butter.
Yep.
1 cup of butter.
1 cup of butter.
And we're not scrimping, right? That's not low fat. That's the real deal.
Low fat. There is but we do. I do like to use the no salt or no salt added salt onto it. It's just a preference I like to use because we're putting the salt in the flour already.
And you don't necessarily taste the difference.
You don't. You do not taste the difference for that.
So it's all about the sweet.
It is all about the sweet. So,
what kind of flour, Philip, do we use here?
Just regular flour.
Regular flour?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just regular flour from your supermarket or
regular supermarket flour?
So.
And then we're just going to add that slowly into there.
Okay.
And this will mix up all nice together. Now, I have made cookies in the past. I wouldn't suggest it with this recipe where I've done whole wheat flour. It has a little bit of different texture with it, but if you're making just chocolate chip cookies, you can actually do that recipe, and it actually turns out pretty good.
And it tastes really good.
And you can do it with raisin, if you're doing like oatmeal raisin ones, and do the whole wheat instead.
Now, I know this is really an experiment, the Brookies, because you have the brownies and the cookies. What else might you add to this? Maybe a little peanut butter? Could you do something like that?
Well, yes, but you can also add ice cream.
Ice cream. Now we're talking.
Put it on top.
What's your favorite kind?
I normally do vanilla if I do dessert, if I add it to a dessert, but my favorite just by itself is chocolate.
Chocolate.
So.
Straight up. So you're getting a lot of chocolate in this dish.
Yes. So I'm just gonna put it in vanilla to mix it up.
I love it. I noticed some chocolate chips going in as well. You need those?
Just put a couple of chocolate chips in there, with 2 cups of chocolate chips with that. And again, this is right here is a basic cookie as well. So, you know, not only have we shared in the past the brownie recipe, but this is also a cookie recipe that's going to be online. And it's, I mean, we just made it.
All right, let's see if we're going to empty this on there.
At this point, you can take it and you can do it 2 different ways. Now, we have over there, one way is a scoop one, which is basically just the cookie right in the middle. Yeah. Or his favorite part is we just like to take a little roll of it like that. And
just plop it right on, roll it on?
Just roll it on.
So you don't have to spread it out over the brownie mix.
You don't have to.
It will just melt and bake right in there.
Whichever one you prefer.
Oh, I love that.
And then if you like the other ones, you can just put a thin layer on top of it.
How much time in the oven and what degrees? What temperature?
325.
325?
And check it about 30 minutes. Again, the brownie is the one that's going to have to cook the most. And then your cookie, but the cookie
Beautiful.
will cook.
All right.
Yeah,
who's licking this?
Oh, that's either one. See, so you have that, and he has this.
Awesome. This is the favorite,
There
right?
you go.
Right, Philip? Cheers.
That's what he
Done.
likes.
There we go. All right. So, by 2 o'clock this afternoon, you're going to get this guy's recipe for a brookie on WTVR.com/VTM. Bon appetit.